Going to Junior Thunder, Hunter Thompson for JBS Equipment, putting down the first installation pass at 890 with a 274 miles an hour. Hunter Gallant brings it in the BDL Auto Super Steve's Tires Diversified Rocket Coatings. Ran down at 886 at 71. Emily White will bring out the junior dragster over here in the TCS lane. Connor Jackson will bring it up in the Lordco side. .906 with an 871 miles an hour for Emily White. Connor Jackson goes 927 at 71 miles an hour. We'll bring up Owen Armstrong for Fountain Tire Chilliwack. Lordco Auto Parts and Badass Garage to race Cadence Rodrigue in the Milron Truck Body Kent Specialty Auto and Color Compass Corporation. Both these racers making about the 40-minute drive out from Chilliwack. Come race with us down to the Titanium Strip. Cadence Rodrigue, 1179 with 0.52 miles an hour. Owen Armstrong brings up a 16.967 at 36.
Well, attention to the pits, stock, super stock. We need you guys to lanes 5 and 6. Stock, super stock racers. We need you guys to lanes 5 and 6 for your first qualifying runs.
Tanya Peterson brings up the Peterson Fabrication, Van Ross Services, and Big Rig Construction. Junior Dragster to race Wesley Armstrong. The Fountain Tire Chilliwack Lordco Auto Parts Badass Garage. Junior Dragster. 1/10 right on the tree for Natanya Peterson. Wesley Armstrong only 001 red on the tree. Tanya goes at a 12.76, 740 miles an hour. Wesley, 12.04 and 53. Isabel Marshall brings up the Titanium Auto Group. Junior Drags over here at TCS side. April Bond for JBS Equipment will bring it up in the Lordco side. Of course, the entire Bond family out in full force this weekend, as is the Katnicks and the Belushis. Marshall goes at 907 with an 874 miles an hour. April Bond goes 899 with a 4 at 73. And that'll bring up Alex Green of the Global Container Terminals, Bumper Stanmore Motorsports machine over here in the TCS lane. They race Ashton Cannon for GK Performance and Lorco Auto Parts over in the spectator lane. $11.87 for the 3. 53 miles an hour for Alex Green. Ashton Canton goes $11.86 for the 3, also at 53 miles an hour. So an extremely close race that one, decided by less than a tenth of a second. If this had been an elimination round for heads up, Bentley Johnson will bring out the half-scale junior drags to for Lucas Oil and Bubba Speed Shop, racing Adam Cannon for TK Performance and Lorco Auto Parts out of Maple Ridge. Bentley Johnson will get there first, 9:06 for the 6, 71 miles an hour. Adam Catton goes 8:94 at 72. We continue to roll our way through Peden Industries Junior Thunder. Jackson Dew for JBS Equipment out of Langley, racing Nate Green for Green Bros Racing, the Global Container Terminals bumper stand machine. Attention the pits, attention the pits. Final call for junior classes to the lanes. Final call for junior classes to the lanes. Once again, we made the call for NWCR Super Stock to lanes 5 and 6. Once again, NWCR Super Stock to lanes 5 and 6 for your first qualifying hit. Jack Green will bring it up on a single path for Global Container Terminals bumper stand at Green Bros Racing. Local driver here out of Mission. We're going to make the call for National Tire Non-Electronics to be on standby. National Tire Non-Electronics, this is your standby call. Jack Green goes 14:088, 43 miles an hour.
So we can hear the first pair of juniors fired up and now coming underneath the Lordco Auto Parts Bridge. So Junior Thunder kicking things off. April Bond is in the TCS side of the racetrack in her pink and gray machine, the JBS equipment sponsored Junior Dragster, up against Emily White over the far side of the racetrack, the Lordco Auto Parts lane. Qualifying in the junior divisions, much like non-electronics, electronic classes set by reaction time as opposed to ET, so drivers trying to get their best reaction time off of the tree. Again, April Bond, a racer out of Mission, led into the beams, I believe, by Trevor Lowe out in the front of there, with Dad Justin putting on the final touches. Emily White over there. Final fist bump before she gets ready to bring it into the beams. Another racer from right here in Mission, the White Knuckle Racing, Lordco, Walco, and TNT sponsored machine over there on the Lordco Auto Parts side of the racetrack as we get ready for our first pair of Junior Thunder. So getting to the top end, 901 with a 0 for April Bond at 72 miles an hour. On the TCS side of the racetrack, 901 with an 8 for Emily White at 71 miles an hour. Over there in the Lordco Auto Parts side of the racetrack, an 054 light for April. Unfortunately, Emily going 058 red over there in the Lordco Auto Parts lane. So Adam Katnick is up next, TCS side of the racetrack out of Maple Ridge, and Hunter Thompson for JBS Equipment from right here in Mission over in the Lordco Auto Parts side. Final call for Junior Thunder and Lightning to get into the staging lanes. Final call for the junior classes to be in the lanes. Tension in the pits, tension in the pits. No box, no box. You guys are on standby. That is National Tire Non-Electronics. You guys are on standby. So Katnick 050 light over there in the TCS side of the racetrack. Hunter Thompson goes 280 on the tree. 891 with the 1, 73 miles an hour on the TCS side of the racetrack for Adam Katnick. 893 with the 6, 74 miles an hour for Hunter Thompson over there in the Lordco Auto Parts side of the racetrack. Ashton Katnick now up. The TK Performance Lordco Auto Parts sponsored machine up against Cadence Rodrigue out of Chilliwack. The Milleron truck body, Ken Specialty Automotive and Color Compass Corporation sponsored Junior Dragster, getting ready to be led into the beams by Dad Dan. There'll be an Outlaw 275 competition coming up a little bit later on in the day. So 165 on the tree for Katnick and 100 on the tree for Rodrigue as they'll get to the top end with a 12 flat with a 2 for Ashton Katnick at 51 miles an hour, 12-17 with a 3 at 50 miles an hour. For Cadence Rodrigue, still moving along here in Junior Thunder before we head into Junior Lightning and Junior Street, all brought to us by Peden Industries. So next up, Tanya Peterson from Alberta, the Peterson Fabrication, Van Ross Services, Rig Construction Machine, the TCS side of the racetrack, up against Alex Green, the Global Container Terminals, Bumper Stand, and More Motorsports sponsored. Junior Dragster out of Mission. Oh, and Alex just goes red, 008 red on the tree, 198 light from the Tanya Peterson. As Green will get to the stripe first, 1189 with the 354 miles an hour with that red light on the tree, 1274 with an 849 miles an hour from Tanya Peterson. As we'll roll on in with the next pair, Wesley Armstrong out of Chilliwack, Fountain Tire Chilliwack, and C25K G Law, as well as Lordco and Badass Garage sponsoring Wesley's machine. And over on the Lordco Auto Parts side of the racetrack, Bentley Johnson, another Mission racer, sponsored by Lucas Oil, Bubba's Speed Shop. So Wesley making the step up into this new car from last year, got it into the beams by Dad. Wesley's younger brother, Owen, now stepping into his old car. We'll see Owen coming up in a few pairs. Tension in the pits, tension in the pits. National Tire, non-electronics, no box. We need you guys to lanes 2, 3, 4, and 5. No box to lanes 2, 3, 4, and 5. Wesley Armstrong, 1204 with a 753 miles an hour, and 023 light for Wesley, not too shabby. Bentley Johnson going 043 red and runs it through to a 908 with a Ford, 71 miles an hour. Hunter Gallant out of Chilliwack, TCS side of the racetrack, the BDL Auto, Super Steve's Tire, Diversified Rocket Coatings, sponsored machine, up against Owen Armstrong. Again, we just saw Owen's brother Wesley over in the TCS side of the racetrack, Owen on the Lordco Auto Parts lane, also out of Chilliwack, Fountain Tire Chilliwack. C25K G Law, Lordco Auto Parts, Badass Garage sponsored Junior Dragster. Getting ready for Gallant, 056 light for the race from the TCS side of the racetrack. Owen Armstrong, 159 on the tree. Also, Team on a Mission. They're selling 50-50 tickets from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. They'll have their two sellers walking around and stationary, both next to the Pro Shop, right next to the Half-Track Snack Shack. So again, Team on a Mission, 50-50 tickets on sale from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Their sellers are going to be walking around, and also they'll have their stationary booth next to the Pro Shop. So here we go with Connor Jackson out of Abbotsford over here in the TCS side of the racetrack. The TKO Hot Rods Fitness Lab, Lordco Auto Parts sponsored Junior Dragster up against Jack Green, part of the Green family team, the Global Container Terminals and Bumper Stand car out of right here in Mission. Again, these young drivers trying to get their best reaction time to set them up for eliminations coming up. Here for Doorwarz, kicking off their weekend, had their exhibition passes last night. 088 on the tree for Connor, 125 light for Jack. Connor will get to the top end first, 907 with a 0, 72 miles an hour. Jack Green, a 1395 with a 244 miles an hour. Up next will come Nate Green over here in the TCS side of the racetrack out of Mission, the Global Container Terminals Bumper Stand Machine, up against Jackson Dew, the JBS Equipment sponsored Junior Drags. Was saying that the juniors are out here last night for the late night qualifying session at 7 o'clock, making some exhibition passes, had their themed costumes and special dressed up junior dragsters. Pretty cool if you want to go take a look back at that on the Lord Auto Parts live stream from last night if you were not in attendance. Also had their pizza and ice cream party afterwards, so a fun weekend of racing for the junior dragsters presented by Peden Industries. The Titanium Junior Dragster Shootout as well this weekend here at Mission Raceway Park. .041 in the tree for Nate Green, a 204 light for Jackson Dew for the racer out of Langley, and a 912 with a 971 miles an hour, 1216 with a 951 miles an hour for Nate Green in the TCS side of the racetrack.
You know how the saying goes, it's always 5 o'clock somewhere, so while it may be only 12:30, it might be a little bit early for some, but it's 5 o'clock, I think, middle of the Atlantic right now. So we're going to announce that the beer garden is indeed open. The beer garden is open for business over here on the spectator side, down near the timing tower. So you can swing on down over there. There's also a designated seating area for you guys over there in the pit-side grandstands as well. We'll roll into Peden Industries Junior Thunder for first round eliminations. Alex Green and Natanya Peterson bringing it up to the lanes. Alex Green for Global Container Terminals, Bumper Stand, More Motorsports, dialed at 1190. Peterson for Peterson Fabrication, Van Ross Services, and Rig Construction, dialed at a 1272. Natanya Peterson gets there first, but in doing so goes under the dial-in. Alex Green will move to round 2 of eliminations. Nate Green brings out the Global Container Terminals Bumper Stand, dialed at a 1212. Hunter Glenn for the BDL Auto Super Steep Tires Diversified Rocket Coating. He's going to go red on the tree by over a 10th. And Nate Green will move on to the next round. So that's now 2 of the Green brothers that have moved into the second round of Junior Thunder eliminations. We'll roll to the next pairing. Attention to the pits, attention to the pits. Junior Street, we need you to the lanes. Junior Street, this is your call to the staging lanes for first round eliminations. Hunter Thompson brings up the JBS equipment. Junior Dragster dialed at an 891 to race Connor Jackson for TKO Hot Rods Fitness Slam, and more Commodores dialed at an 895. 19th out red on the tree for Connor Jackson as he will run through, and Hunter Thompson will move into the next round as Jackson eliminates himself. Attention to the pits, attention to the pits. Canada West Door Slammers, Canada West Door Slammers. This is your 30-minute standby call. Canada West Door Slammers, 30-minute standby call. Jack Green brings up his Global Container Terminals bumper stand junior dragster, racing Isabella Marshall. And Isabella Marshall going under the dial by 58 thou. Bentley Johnson. Sorry, Jack Green will move on into the next round as Bentley Johnson brings it up in the half-scale junior dragster for Lucas Oil Bubba Speed Shop. Now that 9 seconds flat, racing Cadence Rodrigue from Milron Truck Body Ken Specialty Auto and Color Compass Corporations out of the 12:15. Attention to the pits, attention to the pits. Final call for all junior classes. Final call for all junior classes. And a breakout for Cadence Rodrigue by 0.2 of a second will allow Bentley Johnson to move to round number 2. We will move to Emily White for White Knuckle Racing, for also sponsored by Lordco Auto Parts, Walco, and TNT. Dialed at a 9-second time. Race Owen Armstrong in the Fountain Tire Chilliwack, Lordco Auto Parts, and Badass Garage. Junior Dragons dialed at the 1640. Double breakout on the tree. Owen Armstrong got there first, but went under the dial by more. As Emily White will move into round number 2 of eliminations. We continue in Peden Industries Junior Thunder. April Bond brings up the JBS equipment machine dialed at 9 seconds. To race Wesley Armstrong for Fountain Tire Chilliwack, Sea to Sky Law, Lordco Auto Parts, and Badass Garage dialed at an 11.96. Armstrong already fully staged, just waiting now on April Bond. And another double break, yeah. Wesley Armstrong under by over a tenth. April Bond just by 400ths. April Bond moves on to the next round. Rolls us to Jackson Dew for JBS Equipment, and Grandpa dialed at a 911. Trace Ashton Katnick dialed up on the TK Performance. Lord Kawado Parts Junior Drags at 1195. Making good progress here in our Peden Industries Junior Dragster program. Both juniors race down to the racetrack on green lights. Jackson Dew got there first, goes under the dial, went 9:02 on the 911 dial. Ashton Katnick will move on into the next round of eliminations. And I believe that might be the end of Junior Thunder. Next up, we'd be rolling into Junior Lightning. As I'm going to take the Cole strategy here and eat my words, as I've been informed, there's one more Junior Thunder left to go. As Adam Catton makes his run up, we're going to make a call. Attention in the pits, attention in the stands, by the half-track snack, wherever you may happen to be on the property. This goes out to everybody. We have a lost phone that has been turned in up here in the timing tower. It was discovered by the men's restroom down at the far end of the track, closer towards our motocross track. It happens to have a lock screen of Steve Skokin pulling a pretty sick wheelie, if I did say so myself. If that happens to be your phone, please come on up to the tower and collect it. We'd be happy to reunite it with its rightful owner. Or I should say what we believe to be Steve Skokin. Katnick goes red on the tree and under the dial. Doesn't matter, though, when you have the bye run. Bentley Johnson will bring on the Lucas Oil Bubba Speed Shop half-scale junior dragster down at an 890. He's rolling to Peden Industries Junior Thunder. Nate Green for Global Container Terminals bumper stand, gonna bring it up out of Mission, BC, dialed at an 1197. Nate Green will take the win over Bentley Johnson, moves into the next round for Green Brothers Racing. We bring up Emily White with a bye run for White Knuckle Racing, Lord Co Auto Parts, Walco, and TNT. Down into the 896 over Lord Co side. Brings up our next pairing. Adam Katnick over here, TCS side. Racing, I believe, against one of the Green Brothers over in that Lordco lane. TK Performance and Lordco Auto Parts being represented here, TCS side. Alex Green representing Global Container Terminals, Bumper Stand, More Motorsports. Set of mission over on the Lordco side, dialed at an 11.90. 3 seconds separate them on the tree. Attention to the pits, attention to the pits. Super stock to lanes 3 and 4. Super stock to lanes 3 and 4. Super stock, lanes 3 and 4. The NWCR guys, come on to lanes 3 and 4. Red light start for Alex Green. Adam Katnick moves to the next round, was red by about 22 thou on the tree. Hunter Thompson for JBS Equipment will bring it up down at an 893 to race Jack Green for Global Container Terminals Bumper Stand down at a 1395. Both races local to the Mission area. And a breakout for Hunter Thompson on a pair of green lights. Jack Green will go to round number 3 as Hunter Thompson finds himself going under by 82 thou, an 884 in the 893 dial, trying to stay in front of Jack Green, trying to get around him. He did indeed get around him, but by a bit too much. Attention to the pits, attention to the pits. Stock and super stock. We need you to lanes 3 and 4. Stock and super stock. Second call to lanes 3 and 4. So try to get ourselves a little bit further back on schedule. Ashley Katnick brings up the TK Performance Lord Co Auto Parts unit, drags it down that in 1193 to race April Bond for JBS Equipment, dialed in an 898. April Bond takes the win over Ashton Katnick, knocks out Katnick as Bond moves over into the next round.
Well, there you can see the Junior Thunder ladder up there as we'll get ready for Elimination Round 3. Junior Thunder coming out of the water box right now.
Of course, juniors, great way to get your kids and your whole family involved in racing. Keeps the kids out of trouble and keeps those screens down. Here in Junior Thunder coming up, it's April Bond in the TCS lane, a Mission resident, sponsored by JBS Equipment, going against Emily White, also for Mission, sponsored by White Knuckle Racing, Lordco, Walco, and TNT. Emily dialed in at 900, April and 896. You see the fathers out there coaxing their daughters on. Justin Bond, of course, dad of April, and Colin White, the dad of Emily. Great family racing action here in the junior class. Doorwarz 11 on Canada Day on the Titanium Strip. Double green bulbs here. April Bond versus Emily White. Neck and neck here, folks. Oh, but it looks like Emily breaking out and is going to April Bond, a 9.01 at 72. Emily, 0.6 off her dial. Nate Green in the TCS lane now, part of the Green Brothers racing team. He's a Mission resident, and he's sponsored by Global Container Terminals and Bumper Stand, dialed in at a 12. It's a bye run for Nate Green here in the Junior Thunder class, Doorwarz 11. Looks like the party is just getting started here in the beer gardens. If you're an adult and you so choose, please come on down and have a refreshing beverage here in the beer garden, sponsored by Jack's. Juniors racing to the 8th mile at 12.02, 53 miles an hour for Nate Green. A bye run, so the red doesn't matter. Jack Green, part of those Green Brothers racing team, dominating Mission Raceway here. Jack in the TCS lane, sponsored by Global Container Terminals and Bumper Stand, going against Adam Katnick in the Lordco lane, sponsored by TK Performance and Lordco. Jack Green dialed in at a 1410 and Adam a 890, so he's going to have to be very, very patient in that Lordco lane. Round 3 of eliminations here in Junior Thunder. Who will be moving on, Jack Green or Adam Katnick? Jack will be taken off first. Adam will be patiently waiting. Jack Green taking off, and here comes Adam Katnick. Will he be able to get by him in the top end? Yes, he does. An 8.93, 71 miles an hour for Adam Katnick, and a 14.06 at 44.2 miles an hour, and off his dial by 0.031. So Adam moving on into the next round here, Junior Street at Doorwarz 11 on Canada Day. All right, folks, Junior Thunder here. We've got Nate Green going against April Bond. One of these two will be going into the final round. Junior Thunder here, Doorwarz 11. Nate in the TCS lane. April in the Lordco lane. The winner of this round will be going into the final round for all the glory, all the money, and it's big money. Semi-final action here, Junior Thunder. Here we go. Who will it be? Nate Green or April Bond? Lights lit. And April going after Nate. Can she make it? Can she get around him? $250 in the final round. Who will be going to the finals? Nate Green. 12.05, 53 miles an hour. Boy, oh boy. So apparently that's the biggest Junior Thunder field that we have had here. And boy, these kids are having fun. Shout out to all the kids involved and all the parents doing parenting right. Adam Katnick getting the bye run into the final round. Adam from Maple Ridge, sponsored by TK Performance and Lordco.
Once again, attention the pits, Outlaw 275 for MDA Fabrication. We need you guys to lanes 2, 3, 4, and 5 in Limited Street. Join them in the lanes. Again, Outlaw 275 in Limited Street. Head on to the staging lanes.
Here goes Adam for his bye run into the final round against Nate Green for the $250 in that final round. That's big money here for our Junior Thunders. Junior Thunder Finals, we've got Adam Katnick in the TCS lane, sponsored by TK Performance and Lordco. Nate Green in the Lordco lane from Mission, sponsored by Global Container Terminals and Bumper Stand. Nate dialed in at a 12:00 and Adam an 8:90. Adam's gonna have to be very patient as Nate takes off first down the track. Bulbs are lit. Junior Thunder Finals. Nate is off. Can Adam catch up? Adam Katnick, your winner here. Junior Thunder Finals. Congratulations, sir. An 8.98, 67 miles an hour. Congratulations to all of our juniors. You are all winners. And a special shout out to all of you junior parents doing parenting right. Make sure all of you juniors check it out next to the tower. We've got presents for you. I could hear you cheering. You guys are all super cool.